just a little insight, Kai. Like, so what I do is I go live on StreamYard, and then it shows us live on. So then I share my screen and I share the Zoom. So it's a one way to circumvent going live on different sites that Zoom won't let you do. So pretty cool, man.
Love that.
Yeah. So, dude, thanks for being here. Let me get the recorder started, just in case. Always like to make sure. There's my dear friend Greg Nolte. What's going on, buddy? How you doing, sir? So nice to see you. Looking chipper as ever. All right. So without further ado, man, my dear friend Kei Kullberg, we were just talking in the green room, and the last time he was on the show, man, you were building a masterpiece, and I remember you showing some pictures of me, and we kind of going back and forth, and you built something so nice that you haven't even been able to use it because you're renting the crap out of it. So good for you, man. Good for you, brother. Nice to see you.
Thanks. You too, Scott. It's been a while, and I'm glad to be back. It's awesome that you're doing the show in the mornings, and looking forward to continue showing up here.
Absolutely, man. You're welcome anytime, brother. I love everything you're doing. I want to touch on some of the free publicity like we talked about in the green room, because I see you everywhere, and I want to talk to people about how you're doing that and what you're doing. But I know you got a playbook for us, which I'm super excited about. So, man, without further ado, introduce yourself. Let's where are you calling in from, and let's get this party started, man.
Yeah, my name's Kei Kullberg. I am a broker out of New York. I've been in the industry since 2017, a loan officer since 2019. So I started out as, I went to school for business and econ and economics, and I had no idea even what a mortgage was. I don't think most people kind of go to school for mortgages, right? And fell into it doing like admin level work, like VOEs. And yeah, kind of worked my way up to being a processor, then a LOA. And then eventually, I always knew I wanted to be in sales, but then I became a loan officer, and the rest is history. I love what I do. I'm kind of a big systems and processes guy, and I'm always trying to get better. Always doing coaching, just taking from the best, and trying to be a serial executor here.
I love that.
That's really it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I have like this little kind of playbook here that I built out like a few weeks ago for a team to kind of show, and I can kind of just pop into here on how I kind of run my business. And look, I'm not saying that this is the right way, but hopefully somebody can maybe just take a golden nugget or two out of here and implement in their business and move forward, right? So
sounds great.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All righty. So like I mentioned, I'm a big like systems and processes guy. My whole goal is, if we saw a refi boom tomorrow, my whole goal is to not miss one opportunity because of my systems bogging me down. I want to just be able to turn and burn without like feeling that overwhelm, right? So I'll show you guys a little bit about kind of how my team looks. We're pretty lean and mean here. So I'm the LO. I've got an LP1, which is who we call like that lead intake. So my business phone number, it rings Kenna, and Kenna's a brand new hire, by the way. She actually hasn't started yet, but nice. I onboarded my best friend Derek into the mortgage business. He was my LP1 for several months, and he got his license, and he's killing it. So we unleashed the beast, and we got a new hire going. So Kenna's replacing Derek. My phone rings at the same time. Both of our phones ring at the same time. So if I'm on like a loan consultation, realtor appointment, I just don't want to miss any lead. We all know how important that is, right? It kind of took me a long time to figure out my phone systems and the routings and whatnot. I don't love that stuff, and I don't think anybody really does, but using like the VoIPs and whatnot, it's always easier to just work right off your cell phone, right? But I needed to put something in place.
Yeah.
And yeah, kind of helps me onboard the lead, set a loan consultation in my calendar, and I show up and pre-approve them. Lily is my loan processor. She's like my total unicorn. She's also kind of like a loan partner too, a little bit of like an approval specialist. And what I mean by that is I'm in New York. So all the other states have it easy where you guys get contracts, like you can submit the loan, right? Like I have to wait for attorney review, whether that's 1 week or 4 weeks.
Wow.
So Lily steps in when we have accepted offers and pre-scrubs the whole file, pre-underwrites everything. So when we get contracts, we've got like 2 or 3 conditions left, right? And then I have a full-time virtual assistant, Troy. He's out of the Philippines. He's been with me for like 3.5 years, and he just takes a lot of like the monotonous stuff off of our plate. A lot of data entry, deals with all of our automations and our tech stack, you know, happy birthdays on Facebook, like you name it, all the stuff that, you know, we should be doing that we don't, you know, want to necessarily do. So here's our tech stack. So we use Arrive, that's our LOS. I use Monday.com. That's kind of like just our pipeline management. And the main reason why I have it separated, you know, Arrive is a super powerful platform, but we always just like to keep track of like our own leads, right? So I can have my own big database in my CRM. I use Calendly for scheduling appointments. Verizon One Talk as my phone system. I've gone through them all. Ring Central, Dialpad, whatever. I honestly dislike them all. I think that they all have their own bugs, and I'm super picky about my phone system and having service and clarity when I'm speaking to a client. I'm on the road a lot. So my whole thought was, look, Verizon's got the best service compared to just doing a VoIP. So I've had some luck with that. The only problem with Verizon One Talk is it doesn't have like an API integration. So it's hard to link up to like our CRMs and to use like AI to kind of track your calls. So I'm working through that. Honestly, I might be going back to like Ring Central or Dialpad. I would love for like Apple to maybe like iMessage to have like a business line. But anyway, that's
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
And then I use Letterfriend. So Letterfriend is, let's see, slideshow.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what that is.
Letterfriend is like a handwritten card company. So I've got a lot of automations, and it's not like a robot writing a card. It's literally somebody sitting at a desk writing. And I've got a bunch of different automations going on there. I can kind of dive into that a little later. We use Slack with our team. Like we're always in Slack. That's kind of just our team-to-team communication. And I use Claude to record my loan consultations.
Does that work? Does that work, man? Because I mean, I've been debating getting one of those. Do you love that?
Yeah, I love it. It sits right at my desk. It stays plugged in, and I'm only really ever doing loan consultations from my desk. But I've also got one here that I'll bring home. And it creates like a super nice, tidy loan consultation summary, and it allows my clients to just be like focused and present when I'm talking to them instead of trying to scribble a bunch of notes. And then it's also what I relay to my team, what I relay to Lily, so she knows, you know, how my initial loan consultation went and my financing strategy call once I have an accepted offer. So it allows the handoff to be a lot smoother because she'll just review the notes and know what I spoke about, what's important to them, you name it.
So it actually records the person that you're talking to as well in a decent Is it connected to your phone, or is it just like how does that work?
No, I mean, it just sits Bluetooth? On my desk, and I just pull up the app and start it before the call.
Beautiful.
And then there's a whole bunch of like hundreds of different templates that you could do for the client. And look, you know, on our consultations, we throw a bunch of numbers around, right?
Absolutely.
So I don't want people to feel that overwhelm. I want to just be like, look, let's pay attention, soak it all in. You'll get the full breakdown after, right? So kind of from start to finish on how a lead comes in, I have just a simple Google form. We fill this out, whether it's a purchase or a refinance determines what kind of what kind of email template they get. And this just allows us to track our leads, right? Who referred, the agent's email, The agent will get a copy of our notes if we put the email in there, or, whoever referred, whether it's a financial advisor, whoever. I'm a broker, so I have a bunch of, I collect payment for credit upfront, for example. So like they get, I've got a bunch of different types of credit that I can do. Like I could pay for it on my end. If it's, an existing client, I could do like a free pull with UWM or some of our other lenders, PennyMac, or I could, they get like a soft check link where they pay, they prepay $79 to do it, full AUS soft check.
Cool.
So this is kind of like our intake form. And what happens there is all my leads go into Monday.com.
Automatically
different
from the Google form.
Fire. So
yeah, from the Google form that goes right into Monday.
From the Google form,
okay.
The intro email will get sent to them with my application link. It'll get tracked in my CRM, and then I've got some other just simple automations that go out. Wow. And then we just keep track of. We just live in our lead, we follow up just straight from our lead form here. So this is kind of like the intro email that goes out through Zapier. We, just have the client's name entered in there. Step one, click here to do the questionnaire. Step two, upload the list of task items. Step three, book a loan consultation in my calendar if we haven't already. I usually try to book it right on that call. And then that allows me to just keep moving and grooving each day and just show up to these loan consultations, have a questionnaire in there. My VA will reissue the credit report that they complete, sort the docs, label them, and I'll just hop in like 10 minutes before and kind of scrub it up.
Very nice.
So that's the one automation. And then this is the automation that goes to the agent. We all understand like touch the lead, touch the partner, right? So I don't really want to just be bogged down with needing to make that call and have a 20-minute conversation with the agent after. I just kind of prep them like, hey, once I connect with your client, you're just going to get a copy of my notes, and I'll put in here like loan consultation set for Wednesday at 5 p.m. Keep an eye out for a pre-approval then, right? So all my referral partners know that they're going to get this email, and then these are like the Plod notes. It's kind of just like a nice, tidy,
nice
format, and this could be 2, 3, 4, 5 pages long, and then I shoot the notes to my team in Slack. My VA will send a copy to the client, the agent if instructed, and upload to our LOS so my team can look at it. So I'm just trying to get rid of all the friction points, and my VA handles a lot of that. So
very nice.
VA, $7 an hour. Troy, love him to death. He's got more work ethic than most people in the United States. So everybody should have a VA.
Amen to that, brother.
And this is like the accepted offer consultation. So once I get an accepted offer, call the client, congratulate them, set a call. And we have kind of more of like a higher level financing strategy call, right? Like specific to that house. And this is my handoff to my team. So we'll go over, the nitty gritty stuff with the loan. What rate am I registering at? Lender paid, borrower paid. Is there a gift? Where are funds coming from? Escrows, agent email, all the stuff that you need to hand off to your team. So taking the guesswork out. And then Lily, I tee up Lily. I think a big part of this industry when building a team that people don't do correctly is to focus on the first maybe 30 seconds of your consultation and the last 30 seconds, letting them know what they're going to get out of the consultation, and then clearly defining at the last 30 seconds what the next steps are, right? A lot of people will not tee up their team, and their team will reach out and they'll be like, well, who is this person? And then they go back to the agent and complain, right? So if you set crystal clear expectations of what's going to happen next, who's going to reach out, that they have an understanding of what's going to happen, and they don't go back to the agent and complain. I'll be honest, I did this for years. I was wondering why me building a team wasn't working very well. And this simple tweak was to just give the client, like, your clients follow directions, believe it or not, if you give them clear directions. And the clear directions is, Lily's been working alongside underwriters for the last 15 years. The whole goal is for us to not request anything extra that we need from you. We want to make this home buying process as easy as possible. Nobody gets a mortgage and looks back and says, or nobody buys a house and looks back and says, you know, the best part about that whole process was getting the docs to my mortgage guy, right? Like nobody says that. So Lily's goal is she'll come in, she'll let you know if we need anything else for underwriting, and she'll be taking you to the finish line. I'll be communicating with the agents and the attorneys to step back in and discuss your rate lock options with you. So she gets this handoff form, she gets the notes from this call, and she takes it and runs with it, discloses the loan, has me confirm the LE before it goes out. Another form. We're a big form team here. I just, you know, at different stages, I complete the form and I do it the same way every time. We all kind of know, you know, the sweat method. I'm a big believer in the sweat method. Do things the same way every time, and your day won't be as crazy and hectic. Right. So these are kind of some touch points that we do. So letter friend, you know, the handwritten card notes.
Wow, that looks great.
So like, you know, they'll get these handwritten card notes, like this is just the holiday season, right? But I've got an automation where if somebody's pre-approved, I click a button in my CRM if they're pre-approved, and they get a $5 Kai the Mortgage Guy branded Starbucks gift card and just says, you know, grab a cup of coffee on the way to your showing with your next agent, right? Like I won't send those out. I won't click the button in my CRM if they already have an accepted offer, right? These are kind of just new shoppers. And then I have a one-click button to send an intro email, all pre-scripted, entering the client's name to who we use for credit repair, and also my top insurance recommendation. So I'll offer, you know, I just want to, once again, release the friction points. So, you know, we use Zapier to kind of fire these automations out, and I just one click of a button to refer to credit repair, one click of a button to refer to insurance. Just want to make things easy.
Love it.
And here's kind of where we have like the competitive advantage in this market, and really just like our pitch to agents. So we all know that agents care about really three things: closing on time, staying in constant communication, and following up on your leads. But in reality, that's just a loan officer's job description, right? Like, how do we do better? So I would challenge everybody to look back at all their closings the last year and find the two different types of categories, or find the amount of loans that you rescued from another bank, and B, that you referred to an agent who was unrepresented, whether it was a listing or a buyer, and calculate the commissions that you've earned agents that they otherwise wouldn't have earned. So I think that that's a really good like value proposition to agents. So in 2025, we earn agents $304,000 in commissions from rescuing deals and referring up unrepresented buyers and sellers who closed.
Amazing.
So that means a lot to me, because, you know, hopefully agents, you know, will go all in with us to try to get some of that pie, right? And then, you know, our other pitch is whenever an offer is accepted, whenever an offer is submitted, my referral partners know to CC me on the offer, and I send about a minute to a minute and a half long video, really just pitching the buyer and the agent in our partnership. I really just say, you know, this is in regards to XYZ Smith Street. I just want to send this quick video. You know, I come from the underwriting side of the business. My team and I, we pride ourselves in the validity of our pre-approvals. We're averaging 20 days for closings right now. This file has been fully underwritten. These clients are a slam dunk. We work with our preferred appraisal management company. We're really not seeing any issues with appraisals unless they're very, very justified. You're working with a rock star buyer's agent here. We've had a lot of success together. So anytime I can have the opportunity to like pitch the buyer's agent and have them know that I'm pitching them is good too, right?
Yeah.
And I used to just make this call to the listing agent. But the reason why I send a Loom video is then I don't have to rely on the listing agent to regurgitate that information to their sellers. I just simply ask, you know, we'd love to work with you guys. If you could put us at the front of the line and, you know, let us know if you have any questions about this file. We're going to rush this through and make sure we get the fastest clear to close out of any other offer on the table. And, you know, not every seller wants to move quick, but if they know that we can get a quick clear to close and everybody can kick their feet up and know that, you know, money's going to be at the table, then that's what we want. right? So then I just ask them to share the video with their seller. And I can't tell you how many accepted offers we get this way. And I'll always call the listing agent, say thanks, but ask, quite frankly, like, why'd you accept our offer? And the overwhelming response I get is that we weren't even the highest price. They just feel comfortable that this deal is going to get to closing and smooth. So that means a lot to me, because we can help our buyer's agents scale their business if they can go on less showings with their buyers and get accepted offers in less showings. So that's kind of another value proposition. And yeah, that loyalty uplift. So whenever an agent sends you a new lead, the first thing you should really do is ask them, you know, how you met that person. And regardless of who the agent is, I just say, that's incredible that you got paired up with them. You know, sometimes inquiring online, like, you never really know who you're going to get when you get matched on Zillow, realtor.com, whatever. But as a local mortgage professional, I work with dozens and dozens of different agents, like almost 100 of them. And if I were to purchase a home today, there's a good chance I would work with Scott. So our whole goal is to make that client not even think about using another agent. And I let all my agents know that I do that. And, like, you know, it's just another touch point that they're grateful for. Right.
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
So
Crazy.
that's kind of the pitch to agents. Those videos are a slam dunk, though. If you guys aren't doing those videos, like, easiest way to convert an offer, for sure.
Yeah.
And then post closing. So, you know, deal goes well, right? My VA holds me accountable to this. I do these on Thursdays. So on Thursdays, I've got a block. I'll call all the closings from the last 7 days, all the birthdays of the upcoming 7 days, and the home anniversaries of the upcoming 7 days. So I fill out this closing form. These are my touch points to the buyer, touch on, you know, first payment, escrow, you know, property tax exemptions, make sure their attorney went over that, you know, make a joke about all the junk mail they're going to get and that it's fire starter because they just bought a new house, refinancing, reminding them that I'm their guy, not the one who's servicing their loan, teeing them up with a financial advisor. And then, you know, asking for feedback. I just say, you know, there's no such thing as perfection, but do you have any constructive criticism for us? And, you know, then ask for the online review, right? Ask for the referral. I ask for the agent too. I always say, like, can you agree that Shirley was a rock star real estate agent? They almost always say yes. Do you know of anybody who, cause like, not even asking for me, but if I ask for the agent, I'm inevitably going to get that deal anyway. So it's way easier to ask for the agent instead of yourself. So I just ask for the agent. And then I let the agent know, hey, I call them after this call. Hey, by the way, they said that their brother might be looking. I got you a referral. Right. And then future frame that, my VA puts all my loan anniversaries in my calendar, for the following year. So every day I know that, there's a loan anniversary coming up. So, yesterday I had 2 from the last 3 years. People closed on the 24th of August. So, you know, I'm closing them, calling them, and that's the 7 anniversaries call, to just congratulate them and just do like an equity check. Let them know how much equity they got. Make sure that they're maximized, you know, see if they need to cash out, refinance, or a HELOC. And the 7 birthdays, don't wish people a birthday on their happy birthday. Like 100 other people. Send them a personalized video if their birthday's in 3 days from now. Just be like, look, I'm probably going to be crazy on Friday. I noticed it was your birthday on Friday. I want to be the first, right? Like, big deal. What's more impactful than being the first to wish somebody a happy birthday via video? So that's what we do. And then I just instruct my VA on what gifts to order, what, you know, handwritten cards to send to buyer's agent, listing agent, buyer. We got a whole bunch of kind of follow-ups that go from there.
Kai, is this something you do, the 777? Is that something you do every day?
No, Thursdays.
Thursdays. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I do the past 7 days of closings from the previous Thursday.
Beautiful. Yep. That's amazing, man. Good idea.
And then these are just kind of like my numbers for people who are asking. I have a pretty high like lead to closing ratio. We're averaging, I'm broker. I'm not sure how many people in here are retail, but we're averaging almost 240 bits. Average loan amounts, 436. Yeah. I do mainly conventional, more and more non-QM as, you know, years go on. We're on pace to gross like around $1 million in the broker world. And we're on track for about $55 million for 128 units. So I would say, you know, not super, like I definitely have a lean team, but like I'm not paying a ton for marketing. I help my top team $2,000 for marketing, and then we're running like super lean. Other than that, I don't pay like direct to consumer. It's all agents, right? And then the most important thing is tracking your dials, your voice to voices, your leads. Like if you're not tracking, you don't care and you don't know what to improve on, right? So there's my just little snippet of advice there.
Slam calendar.
And my calendar is like, if it's not in my calendar, I'm not doing it. So
me too.
I live by my calendar, and there's like fun stuff in there too. But if it's in there, I'm going to make sure that I'm hyper focused on the off hours. So I guess there could be a perfect day, but there never actually is.
Yeah, right.
And that's it. So
good stuff, brother.
Just last thing here, like this playbook works because every piece kind of connects itself, right? It's me doing like the same way every time, and I just show up and do what's in my calendar. And I found out what's worked for me over the years. So if I can do it, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, so you guys can do it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah.
Hey, they want to know if somebody can. Sean said if you can share the deck. Is that cool?
Yeah,
I can put it with the recording if you want. And then another. Where was it at? Where's the question?
Oh, where did I get my VA? I got my VA through Richard Smith.
Okay. All right.
If everybody doesn't know who Richard Smith is, do you know his website?
I used to. I don't anymore.
Richard Smith, I think it was like $1,000 a month for him to go like vet, or not a month.
500. I think it's $1,000 one time. Yeah.
Find VAs who fit what I need, and he came to me with Troy, and that's I mean, for $7 an hour, like you can take a lot off your plate with having a VA for sure.
And I wanted to bring up there it is, remote assistant scout. Thanks, James. Appreciate that, man. I wanted to talk about, so I see you often online and you're being interviewed. And we talked about that in the green room. Can you share with us what you're doing there? Because I think it's really cool. And I think it might be one of your biggest things. I don't know if you know this or not, but like just your video marketing and then more video marketing on being interviewed, but you set that up on purpose. Share with us. And I think, and you said it the best, everyone has someone local or that they can do this with. Share what you're doing there.
Yeah. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, I just put my handle in there. You'll kind of see the videos that I put out, and I'm terrible at like posting. I even have such a backlog of videos that I need to post on, but how I stay held accountable to make the content is I'm on like a retainer with the media team who I use. They have a podcast studio. And the owner of the studio, Bryce, he does a really good job at like, he's one of my past clients too. So he does a really good job at like pulling the information out of me that like consumers want to hear and articulating it in a good way. And like with AI and scripting, I mean, it's never been easier. But I set a time for 2 hours with them once a month. And usually the top of the hour, I'll have a podcast, I'll have a guest on. So like a top producing real estate agent. And look, even if they don't even refer you business, they're still going to show up because it's free content. So you'll do an hour-long podcast, but it's not long form. They'll pull out like 5 clips, like 30-second clips of like the golden nuggets of what you guys talk about. And we just go off the rip, like no framework to it, just sit there and talk for an hour, and they pull out reels. And the whole objective is for my guests to collaborate with me on Instagram. I get their followers and they get my followers, and we all gain a few extra followers after it, and they get free content. So that's what I do with them. And then the second hour is usually like educational stuff, me, looking right at the camera, dropping like quick tips for agents. And yeah, I mean, it's super high quality. It's decently expensive. It's like $1,000 a month, but I don't have to think about this because I get like 10 reels a month.
Right.
And I just show up and I'm forced to shoot content.
You have to be there. He's there.
Like I show up, I do it, and I get the content a week later. And it's like, I can't rely on myself to do my own video. So
Awesome stuff, man. Good stuff, bro. Congrats on the mill. Every million helps, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I know you're humble, dude, so I appreciate that. Congrats on, I think the best part that you shared, the video is number one, just putting yourself out there, reminding people who you are, what you do for a living. Number two is you have a process, you have a plan, but most importantly, you track everything. I mean, I saw your tracker. So if you're not tracking it, how many calls, how many conversations, how many opportunities, where the opportunity, the best part is you ask where the opportunity, how did you find me? How did you come in? Where, that's huge. So so many key nuggets today. Anybody have any questions before we head out?
I think the important thing there is to just, if you ever have like a down month, it kind of allows you to get off that loan officer roller coaster and not have like severe down months, because you just look at your numbers and you know exactly where to pinpoint where you went wrong, or where you lacked. Like, yeah, cool. Easiest way is to just look at tracking instead of guessing.
What's next for you, man? Anything?
Next is to get my team, my new hire here onboarded the next 2 weeks, and get back to prospecting. Ever since kind of losing my LP1, it's been a lot. We're closing. We're on track for 18 units this month, which would be our best month in mortgage business. So
ever. Right.
Between that and like only having one teammate plus my VA right now,
that's a lot.
We're drowning. So I'm excited to have that.
So you did a video. You did a video, and you said, "Hey, it's coming. But I don't know if I ever caught what was coming. Is that something you can share or no?
What was the video?
I don't know. You were driving in a car, I think, and you're like, "Hey, man, got some great news." I don't know.
Did I share that? Was that me?
I'm pretty sure it was you, man. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe. I mean, well, that's what intrigued me to reach out. I'm like, man,
we're expecting another child.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was. All right, congratulations. So cool, man. Good stuff. Sean, what you got, brother?
Hey, dude. Kai, man, great job. I remember you from a while back when I first got on the mortgage side, and you were talking about numbers, and I remember we had a quick chat about it. I don't know if you remember.
Nice. I think I do.
When I looked at your numbers tracker, I remembered like my coach saying, no, you can't have your assistant put your numbers in. You have to put them in yourself, and you have to put zeros in there when you didn't do it. And I think it'd be cool for you to talk to that, because there's some, like, my coaches that I had for years would basically say, listen, you're paying me $500 a month, $1,000 a month, and if you don't put your numbers in, there's nothing to talk about. So
yeah,
I think the power of that is huge, and you glazed over that, but I think that one sheet. I mean, I ran my whole life on a checklist for probably 20 years. I called it Daddy's little checklist. But I think the way you glazed over that, you might want to just touch on that a little harder about how important that is.
So that's actually a good point, Sean. And I'll be honest, my VA inputs those numbers based on what he sees. And I'll be honest, I don't revisit that as much as I should, like you probably do, because you're manually inputting them yourself. So it's tough, man. It's tough to track. It's tough to go back at the end of the day when you've got a last appointment and you just want to get home to go back in the tracker and fill it all out. It's a pain, but that's your wake-up call for the activity that you did that day. My VA does it, and on our weekly team meeting,